Hola guys and girls, and welcome to the Teambuilder for ICBA, the International Competitive Battling Association versus the Great Lake Greninjas, coached by Jonah, aka Iceolate. You already heard of him because he recorded the matches 2 times for me. This time he is our opponent, so yeah. We are going into this game, of course, being 3-0, undefeated so far, winning 3-0, 4-0, and 5-0, so maybe, hopefully, we can make this a 6-0, and then next time, I don't know, start at 1-0 again. I don't know how the rules with that whole thing work, but we are undefeated so far. Jonah is in our division as well. He is currently actually in 2nd place behind us. He's 2-1, same as Jakub, our opponent from last week, but he has a better differential than him, so that's why he's 2nd place. So if he can win once more now, then we defeated all of our divisional opponents. We are 4-0. And basically having a very nice time going into the second 2/3 of the season. Basically having a head start of everyone in our division, having a very nice time going into playoffs. So we're definitely going to aim for that. Jonah, of course, is aiming to take us down. I actually don't know if it's mathematically possible. I think it's 6 also as well, for sure, because then it gets a 12 differential plus minus thingy. So if he wins high enough versus us, he could actually get ahead of us and get the number 1 spot. So still, very important match right here in our week 4 game. All 3 different matches in a row, which is kind of nice because we have them out of the way. The most important matches at the beginning. But of course, it's a bit scary. If I had to decide, I think I'm more of a fan of having the divisional matches early, because then you have more chances to basically to make up for important loss. You have more chances to get some wins and get ahead of them again. So, but yeah, that's how we roll. Let's look at his team. He got a very threatening team. He got the Pheromosa, the Tyranitar, the Alakazam, Whimsicott, Tentacruel, Talonflame, Registeel, Pelosan, Goodra, Stoutland, and the Avalok. And for Z-Captains, one is the... Goddamn, what are Z-Captains? One is the Talonflame, I'm pretty sure, and the other one is the Stoutland, I think. He has only 2 Z-Captains, actually, because he made some transfers last week. He actually traded away one of his Z-Captains, so he can't shoot. And how the rules work is basically you can trade away your Z-Cap, you get a new one, but as quote-unquote payment for that, you have to have 1 week to wait to choose the Z-Cap. So currently he has only 2 Z-Mons, and he made some terrifying changes. Before that he had like Aegislash, Breloom, and Wickerwold, which are all like no problem. Wickerwold walled by Gligar, Breloom walled by Roserade. Aegislash can't basically do anything to me because Diggersby always range kills it, because immune to Shadow Sneak and basically KOs with an Earthquake. So I was very happy with the team I was facing, but then he got a goddamn Pheromosa, which is a huge threat to my team. Without a doubt, biggest threat to my team. You're probably wondering, why is Pheromosa even allowed in this league? Because this league has an S tier. That's why I have, for example, Speed Boost Blaziken. And he had Aegislash before, we faced the Mega Mawile before, we faced the Mega Latias. So there's a lot of more threatening mons in this league, which you usually don't see, Pheromosa being one of them. And it's actually the first time of me facing this thing in league format, and it's a pain. Usually this thing is not that big of a problem because it has kind of a 4 move slot syndrome, but actually the 4 moves it could run versus me are very, very threatening. It's very speedy. It still outspeeds my Blaziken at +1 speed, so I actually need 2 speed boosts to outspeed this thing and potentially revenge kill it. And it just way too good coverage. Can run coverage on both sides. I have to rely basically on priority to revenge kill it, or on the Scarfer if I choose one which is fast enough. Because priority, sadly, I debate all the calcs, so even Choice Band. Choice Band Quick Attack might actually be enough, I didn't do that calc. But like Life Up, Ice Shot from Sneasel, all these things do not actually OHKO the Pheromosa, so I have to wear it down a little bit because I can pick it off with my priority or a Scarfmon. But yeah, that's the only good thing about Pheromosa, it dies very quickly. Other threatening stuff, of course, you got the Talonflame, which is a pain, even though it does not have the Gale Wings anymore. It's still faster than my whole team. It is a Z-Captain, so +2 Supersonic Sky Strike is gonna hurt everything on my team, especially since my main flying resist is my Skarmory, which is weak to Talonflame's other stat, being the Flare Blitz. And then last threat, in my opinion, is the Goodra, because it has way too good of the coverage. My Dragon, used to go was then, Dragon answers are Fairies and Steels. My Steel is, of course, Skarmory, which is not the most specially defensive, and Goodra gets like Thunderbolt, gets Fire Blast, it can deal even with specially defensive Skarmory. And on the other hand, the Comfey, which can't deal with physical Goodra. Like if he has Iron Tail, Earthquake, something like that, my Comfey is not having a good time, and of course, it won't do any damage to Gudra. It's way too specially bulky. And the main special attack it has is Draining Kiss. I could run Dazzling Gleam potentially, but that's still not doing enough. And he only needs Sludge Wave, then he could do a lot of damage to me if he's a fully special set. He's definitely gonna have some special things for my Skarmory. I think even though he's going mainly special, but I wouldn't be surprised if he has like Iron Tail to Oko or Comfy. So yeah, Talonflame, Gudra, and Pheromosa. Gudra is not gonna sweep me, barring his like a weird Scarf set. But it's gonna take some hits and give me annoyance to achieve throughout the game. I've been more careful about the Talonflame Pheromosa because these things have the potential to just sweep for my team if my checks and stuff like that are gone. So yeah, these are his biggest threats. Let's go over my team. Yes, the Sandcore in Stoutland, but it's not pretty threatening with my team. I have some stuff which I'm not worried about Stoutland, but I'm worried more about the other 3 mons I mentioned. So let's look at my team right about. First up, we got Choice Scarf, Diggersby with Earthquake, Frustration, Quick Attack, and U-Turn. You're probably asking, Lars, why you already Quick Attack on a Choice Scarf Diggersby? That is because Diggersby with max speed doesn't outspeed a Pheromosa, even with a Scarf. That's how sad it is. That's why I still have Quick Attack, so I can pick off the Pheromosa if he is weakened and does not take the Quick Attack. And I do actually outspeed an Element, or not plus Speed Nature Pheromosa. So basically this thing is perfect to scout what kind of Pheromosa it is. I will probably, first time I will switch out with it, barring the Retro Quick Attack, and then I will see if he switches out first, or if he stays in, all this good stuff. Once I know if he's Element or Jolly, this Diggersby can actually outspeed it, or I can just go for Quick Attack and do a lot of damage to it. And other than that, his team is pretty weak to ground. His only ground resistance is the Whimsicott, which is not the bulkiest thing, the Pheromosa, which is definitely not the bulkiest thing, and then he got the Talonflame, which of course immune to that, but that's not the bulkiest thing as well. So Earthquake Spam might be a potential win con, and then of course Frustration is very nice with a lot of his other things. Only normal resist is the Registeel and the Palossand, of course, because it's immune to that, but they don't like taking Frustrations, and then U-Turn, because Momentum is nice on a Scarf Mon. That's why we have Scarf Chat right here with the Quick Attack. I outspeed an Element, Pheromosa, and a Jolly one I can Quick Attack, so that's basically Diggersby right here. It was just way too nice. Before I had Muscle Band to like bluff the Scarf and all this good stuff and finally fire off a Quick Attack with the Pheromosa and stuff like that. But then I saw that this thing's actually faster, can be faster than Element Pheromosa, and he has the chance to potentially bring that. I don't really know how he likes to speed creep the most. So yeah, I don't know if he will bring an Element or Jolly one versus me. And if it's Element, I can Revenge Kill Diggersby. So yeah. Next up, we got a Mazikin with Low Kick, Earthquake, Rock Tomb, Life or Protect with enough speed to outspeed his fastest mon, which isn't Pheromosa at +1, which isn't, I think, the Alakazam. No, Talonflame. Outspeed Talonflame at +1 and +2, of course. Outspeed everything on team, barring a Scarf Talonflame, or a Scarf Pheromosa, or a Scarf Alakazam, stuff like that. Low Kick is there because I don't have to risk my Jump Kick. All the things on this team I want to hit with fighting attacks are pretty heavy. Be it the Tyranitar, be it the Registeel, be it the Gudra, be it the Stoutland, someone takes a lot of it, be it the other luck. With all of these mons, barring Stoutland, Low Kick has 120 base power, so that is very nice. Don't have to risk my Jump Kick missing and all this good stuff if you have Protect on some mons to dodge a high Jump Kick, stuff like that. Then we have Earthquake to hit mainly the Tentacruel, and of course I hit a little bit like other stuff. Like I said, he's kind of ground weak, he doesn't have very good ground resist, and then you have Rock Tomb, because it's only Low Kick and Earthquake. I can't hit the Talonflame, and I have Rock Tomb over any other Rock move, because Rock Tomb actually does Oko Talonflame from full health with the Life Orb, and Rock Tomb has the lowest hit chance, lowest miss chance, there we go, lowest miss chance of all the Rock moves, and it's still enough to Oko that. That's why I have the Rock Tomb. I do not have fire coverage on this thing because I basically don't need it for anything. The only thing I might potentially need it for is with the Pheromosa, but Rock Tomb already does 50 to 60% to that Pheromosa, so I only have to weaken it a bit, and I rather have coverage for the Talonflame, because with that I can just Protect. He might roost or stuff like that on the Protect, but Rock Tomb still kills at full health, and I can basically Oko that thing with this fine move. And yeah, Adamant Nature because we don't need that for speed, and then 12 HP because why the heck not? And then, next up, we got another Life Orb user. We got, once again, Gesundheit! The Life Orb Sneasel with Ice Crash, Knock Off, Low Kick, and Ice Shard. Low Kick, of course, because many heavy things, which I want to hit with Low Kick stuff. Ice Crash, because his Ice Resists are very rare. His best Ice Resist is the Tentacruel, which does not take a knockoff. And of course I have the Ice Shard right here, because I want to have strong priority versus the Pheromosa. Actually, I think I brought all the priority I have, barring Draining Kiss on Draining Kiss in Comfy, which would be nice. Like, it does a lot, because it's actually super effective as well. But Comfy doesn't have a good matchup versus a lot on his team, so that's why I decided against it. And yeah, Life Orb Sneasel, enough speed to outspeed a max speed Gudra, I think, because that's the only thing it's very, very worth outspeeding. Other things that were just way too fast. Alakazam, Talonflame, Pheromosa, all outspeed me already. And the next drop down in speed actually goes down to Goodra. So, oh no, Tentacruel. He has a Tentacruel as well, but I'm not expecting him to bring a max speed Tentacruel. Is this enough for max speed Tentacruel? I don't think so. No, it's not enough for max speed Tentacruel. But yeah, max speed Tentacruel could outspeed me, but I'm not expecting him to have a max speed Tentacruel versus my team. He kind of needs the defensive one to take on a Mazikin a bit better, because then he can take an Earthquake plus Flare Blitz. But yeah, that's the Scizor right here. Adam Nature, because I could allow it with the speed tiers that my opponent has. Next up, making his first appearance is Bad Trap Jr., the Gligar, especially offensive, a little bit speed, so it's a bit more difficult to speed grip me with Earthquake, Rock Slide, Roost, and Stealth Rock. I very much for Move Rod Syndrome on this, because I was deciding if I want Defog on this, because there's a Toxic Spikes with Tentacruel, and I don't want that up. I don't bring Roserade. I don't think he would bring Toxic Spikes with me because of the Roserade. It's a decently good break versus him. And if he has potential, I want to have Defog. But I need Earthquake as my main step, do a lot of mounts, because like I said, kind of ground weak. I need Rock Slide, because this thing is my main check to the Talonflame. Because even though it's not fully physically defensive, look, the defense is still higher than its BDEF, so if that's very high. And he doesn't have too many knockoff users on his team. He got Alakazam, which knows knockoff, Tentacruel gets knockoff, and that's it. There we go. Tentacruel and the Alakazam. I don't expect the Alakazam knockoff, so probably on the Tentacruel if he would bring that, but yeah. That's Gligar for you. The physical bulk is there. Like, I calc basically the physical bulk and then I put the rest in SPDF because I don't need more. The physical bulk is there so I can take a +2 Supersonic Sky Strike based off a Brave Bird from a Talonflame. I can take that without a problem with that investment and then fire off the Rock Slide and basically kill it. And then just rest in SPDF because with Skarmory and stuff like that around, I want a bit more mixed defensive on Gligar, so I can take it from Goodra potentially. I can take it from the Alakazam, potentially I can take it from a special Tyranitar, all this good stuff, so I want to have a more mixed defensive Gligar, but yeah, this thing is very nice. It basically stalls out a lot on his team. It can't 1v1 the Stoutland because I'm fully physically defensive, and he most likely will have Ice Fang. Like, I expect him to have Ice Fang and Thunder Fang, because Thunder Fang hits Skarmory and Melodic, and Ice Fang hits this thing, and then just Frustration and Crunch, so he can hit like the Mismagius. So that's a moveset I'm expecting on the Stoutland, if he actually brings that, because Skarmory kind of was it even with Thunder Fang. And yeah, that's Gligar, mainly the check to the Talonflame, because Skarmory can't really do that. And then get up rocks, recover, get some damage on things with Earthquakes. And yeah, next up we got Evelyn, especially defensive with Magic Shadow Ball, Will with Substitute and Pain Spit. Yes, it is specially defensive, even though I have a plus speed nature, it's interchangeable, because it's the same base stat, 105, 105, I could actually be a plus SPDF nature and just change the EVs and stuff like that, but it's very SPDF with Shadow Ball, Will with Substitute and Pain Spit and the leftovers. This is my main thing to switch into all the special attackers. I will speed close to all of them, barring of course the Alakazam, which I wouldn't be good to ward either way, because Psyshock does way too much damage to me. And yeah, this thing is there to take the Goodra hits and then Pain Spit up on it. I can't take too many hits from the Goodra with this, but I can switch in and then Pain Spit up on everything. Get a lot of health back, because I actually evaded that way. That's the minimum amount of HP of these, and I can maximize my special bulk, so I can still take Scalds from the Tentacruel. And no special attack invested, or 4 special attack invested Scald from Tentacruel does not break my sub, guaranteed. And I can keep my sub up, Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, Shadow Ball. Basically, the sub split set, you know what it does. Will-O-Wisp is there because I have Shadow Ball, and the two things with Shadow Ball don't really hit are the Stoutland and the Tyranitar, his Sandcore, and both of these I want to Will-O-Wisp for sure with my Mismagius. I have to be careful with Pursuit, but first time on Tyranitar I will probably Will-O-Wisp, and then I can substitute again Scout if he has Pursuit, and if he has Pursuit, a Burn Pursuit will actually not kill me, I think. I have to do this calc in-game if that happens, but a Burn Pursuit will of course do less. And yeah, this is Mismagius for ya. It has another mission than just taking on the Goodra, which we will see right here, because we have Skarmory and a Spike. So my my Mismagius is there to Rapid Spin block the Tentacruel as well. His best hazard removal are the Avalok and the Tentacruel, which are both of course hazard blocked by Mismagius. Pheromosa could have Rapid Spin as well actually, so I can hazard block that as well. He only has one Defogger. Oh, he even has one. No, he doesn't have a Defogger anymore. He does no Defogger. Talonflame doesn't get Defog. So he only has Rapid Spinner. So I can Rapid Spin block very easily with my Mismagius. And yeah, that's why I have Spikes on my Skarmory. Skarmory, very interesting set. Just a little bit speed, so I can once again not be as easily speed trapped. Physical defenses is my main thing to check the Pheromosa with. I was at a lot of troubling times to try and check the Pheromosa. Let's go for the moveset first. Iron Head, there's main stab. I have Iron Head over Brave Bird because it just hits more of the team for nice damage. Hits the Tyranitar super effectively, it hits the Whimsicott super effectively still, hits the the Avalok super effectively. And there's not much I really need Brave Bird for. The only thing Brave Bird would be better for is the Tentacruel. But I have a very nice switch of Mages into that. Then I have Roost for recovery, of course, and Protect for the Pheromosa. And let me talk about that a bit more. I'm expecting him to bring a Life Up Pheromosa, because it can't be Z-move yet, sadly. So it's probably, sadly for him, good for me. But I needed a Mon. Like, I was debating between Melodic, Flame of Melodic, or Skarmory to take on the Pheromosa. Melodic did a similar good job, but the one thing Skarmory has over Melodic is the resistance to Bug, because I can't have him U-turn on my Melodic, because then it's instantly in range of a Life Up High Jump Kick after just one U-turn. Just one Life Up U-turn from a plus attack nature, and it's in range of a plus attack nature High Jump Kick from Life Up set. So I needed something I can switch into the, into Pheromosa and not take so much damage from U-turn. I can wear it down with Rocky Helmet. That's another plus. I don't have to rely on Flame Up. On my learning, I couldn't allow it to have a Rocky Helmet. I need the Flame Up, otherwise I'm not bulky enough to take on the Pheromosa. A physical one, that is. Special Pheromosa can basically take on by Miss Mages, because it doesn't really have coverage to hit the Miss Mages, and I'm immune to one of the stab and resist the other in Bug. So I'm more thinking of him bringing a mixed set with Ice Beam and High Jump Kick, U-turn, and then I don't know what his last move would be. Maybe Bug Bells, maybe some hidden power, maybe, I really don't know. I have to scoff it. It might be Rapid Spin even. So that's just the moves I expect from him. High Jump Kick, U-turn, Ice Beam, and then last move I will have to scout a bit what it potentially can be. But this thing, even though it's so physically bulky, it is actually 2-hit KO'd by High Jump Kick. So I have to be careful about that. That's why I have to protect right there, because if he goes for a Jump Kick, it predicts my Skarmory, or just in general goes for a Jump Kick because it's very nice with my team. I have one form which is immune to that, to be fair, my Mages, so he might not be too inclined to spam that. And Backdrop, of course, resists it, so, but this thing you could just Ice Beam to kill it, so I'm expecting to try for Jump Kick and most likely click it a lot. That's why I have Protect on Skarmory, so I can make him crash, wear him down, and basically after one High Jump Kick crash, he is already in range of my Prodigy, and if I can Rocky Helmet damage on him, then if he actually has a Life Up and a bit of Spike damage, I can deal with the Pheromosa very well. This is not a hard check to the Pheromosa. I have to play around the Pheromosa. That is just how threatening it is. I have a little bit Spadef in Destin, and that is just so I'm not 2-hit KO'd by Ice Beam from a just mixed Pheromosa. If he's fully physically defensive, fully physically offensive, of course, and defensive Pheromosa wouldn't make much sense. Fully physically offensive with a minus like Spadef or minus defense nature, more minus Spadef for because I have more physical priority. With a Life Up, then I'm not 2-hit KO'd by Ice Beam. Otherwise, if I'm fully physically defensive, I am potentially 2-hit KO'd by Ice Beam. I can't allow that. If he clicks Ice Beam on my Skarmory, I need to basically force him to High Jump Kick me with my Skarmory, and then I can go for the Protect. I will probably wait a bit to reveal the Protect, probably switch around first, like, for example, he goes into Pheromosa, he have Jump Kicks, and I switch out first, into my Bad Trap, take the hit, blah, blah, all this good stuff, goes for Ice Beam, switch in back. I will, wait, that's send place actually wouldn't make sense, but wait, what I want to say, Pheromosa is a huge threat. I can't check it in team building, I have to check it mainly by playing correctly around it. Wear it down. Hopefully it has a Life Up. If it doesn't have a Life Up, it does less damage, to be fair. I can take more hits with Skarmory, with Gligar, all this good stuff, but it's more difficult to wear it down, and that's why I have the spikes here as well. Because like I said, his best sellers removal are all Rapid Spinners. I have a Spin Blocker right here, which can actually deal with most of them. Definitely deal with Iceolate, because it can burn it. It can definitely deal with... It kind of can't really deal with Pheromosa, to be fair. Depending on the set, it can. And the Tentacruel might have knockoff, actually, but... burnt knockoff, if I lose my item, like if I allow him to get rid of my leftovers, doesn't break my sub anymore, so I can once again sub up and Pain Split and all this good stuff. Basically beat the Tentacruel 1v1. I just need to burn it, but yeah. That's basically all for this team builder. Let me know what you think of the team. Do you think we can pull through with this matchup? So far, I think, just looking at team matchup, I think this is our worst out of the games we had so far. Would have way preferred playing versus Aegis/Breloom and what was the last one? Wickervolt than the monster he has right here. But yeah. That's how we roll in this, and yeah, that's all from me. If you enjoyed this, so definitely leave a like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. Hit me on Twitter and Facebook. All the links in the description, and I will see you tomorrow for the match. Ciao.